There was a time when you might have considered Donald Trump the king of New York City. He was successful. He was wealthy. He had his name on buildings all over the place. He had a popular television show. Oh, Donnie Trump was the toast of the town. And I think most people looked upon him favorably. I mean, other than the people that actually worked with him that he fucked over on a regular basis, but that's a different story. But then he became president of the United States. And his criminality, his corruption, his misogyny, his anti Semitism, and his racism was laid bare for all to see. Then liberal New York wasn't quite as fun a place for Donnie Trump to be. So he did what all narcissists do. He turned tail and ran. He ran down to the one place where there are other crazy, corrupt motherfuckers, that being Florida. Now, I don't know if he ever intended to come back to Manhattan, his once kingdom, but at one point, a couple of people in Manhattan says, you have to come back. The first being District Attorney Alvin Bragg of the Manhattan District Court. You see, he indicted Donald Trump, and Donald Trump had to come forth and be arraigned for the 34 felony charges. Now, when Donald Trump came back, I'm sure he thought that all his little Trumplafucks would be there waiting for him, yelling, screaming, causing chaos, and fighting for Donald Trump. But when Donnie got there, he realized something very quickly. Nobody showed, and he was disheartened. Now, he went into the arraignment, and it had to be a traumatic affair. But when he left, he went down to Mar-a-Lago to give a speech, and he became unhinged. He's got all these posts on Truth Social. They don't make any sense. They're fucking crazy, but they're all in caps, so you know he meant that shit. Last place he wants to go is Manhattan, but guess what? He's back in Manhattan today, and it's the insult of all insults. You see, he's going to be deposed by the Attorney General of New York about what she called astonishing fraud, which is bolstered by the 17 convictions of the Trump Organization for fraud. And the worst part of this is the Attorney General of New York is Letitia James, a black woman of all things. This has to be killing Donald Trump. So he's got to go and testify in front of this woman, and he's going to be torn apart. But you know what the best part of this story is? As he's coming into Manhattan in this motorcade, going to the Attorney General's office, there's people on the sideline saying, New York hates you, Donald Trump.